You found me again. Or maybe I found you. Either way, you're here. Late. The room quiet around you. And something brought you back tonight. Maybe you couldn't sleep. What I'm about to tell you is going to change something very specific. The way you use the edges of your eyes. After tonight, you'll be afraid of that space. I also want you to know, I warned you. You know how we do this. We go together. So close your eyes. But first, look to your left. Just quickly. Just a glance. Good. Nothing there. Let's begin.
It started 11 days ago. You know this because you wrote it down. Notes app, 11:23 p.m. A Tuesday. 3 words. Something left. Corner. But before the note, before the words, there was the street. You were walking home from work. Same route you've taken 100 times. The corner of Rua das Flores, the narrow side street that cuts through to your building. 9:47 p.m. Cold. Your coat pulled tight. Your mind already inside, already at the couch, the lamp, the silence. You turned the corner. And in the half second before your eyes fully adjusted, in that sliver of peripheral darkness to your left, someone was there. Dark, tall, right there, directly beside you. Your body reacted before your brain did. That's the thing about the body. It doesn't wait for permission. You lurched backward, hard. Your shoulder hit the wall behind you. Your bag dropped. A sharp sound escaped you. Not quite a scream, not quite a gasp. Something animal. Something you didn't know you could make. You stood there, back against the wall, heart slamming, breath coming in short, useless pulls. The corner was empty. The street was empty. No one there. No one walking away. No shadow retreating. Just the lamppost, the wet pavement, the wind. You picked up your bag. Your hands were shaking. You told yourself, the dark, the cold. You're exhausted. Your brain manufactured a shape from nothing. That's what brains do. You walked home. You didn't run, but you wanted to. Still with me? Good. Keep your eyes forward.
Day 3. You're at your desk. Open plan office. Mid-afternoon. Colleagues on both sides. Noise. The ordinary texture of a working day. You reach for your coffee. And in the glass partition to your left, reflected in the surface, it's there. Standing behind you. Dark, still, watching. You spin in your chair. Your elbow catches your coffee cup. It hits the desk, rolls. Coffee spreads across the keyboard. Your colleague looks over. You all right? Behind you, nothing. The office, the row of desks, people working. Yeah, you say. Sorry. Thought I heard something. You clean up the coffee. Your heart takes 4 minutes to slow down. You count them. You count them because you need to do something with your hands. The glass partition is directly to your left for the rest of the afternoon. You don't look at it once.
Day 5. You've started to notice something. Not consciously at first. More like a pressure. A low, persistent awareness that something is wrong with the edges, with the soft margins of what you can see. You're in a meeting, conference room, glass walls. Your colleague is talking, numbers on a screen. and you're staring straight ahead at the presentation, forcing yourself to stare straight ahead because you can feel it.
To your right, in the reflection of the glass wall, standing in the corridor outside. This time you don't spin. This time you move your gaze slowly, carefully, the way you'd approach something that startles easily. And you watch it dissolve. The closer your focus gets to it, the less it exists. Like it lives only where you're not quite looking. Like it is made of almost seeing. Your colleague asks if you're all right. You've been gripping the edge of the table. Your knuckles are white. You hadn't noticed. I know. That feeling of your own body betraying you. Stay with me. We're in this together.
Day 7. It's closer. Not closer in distance. Closer in definition. Before, a smear. A suggestion. The idea of a shape. Now, still only in peripheral, but with structure. Shoulders, the line of a jaw, arms, held very still at its sides, and it's not staying in one place anymore. It moves. Not dramatically, not quickly, the way a person moves when they are trying not to be noticed. Small adjustments, a half step closer, while your attention is elsewhere.
You're in the supermarket. Early evening. Quiet aisle. Just you and the tinned goods. You reach for something on the shelf, and it's there, to your left, very close. So close that you don't lurch this time. You freeze. Complete stillness. The can in your hand, your breath stopped mid-inhale, because you realize, if you move, if you turn, if you do anything at all, it will be gone. And the vanishing somehow has started to feel worse than the presence. You stand there for 11 seconds. You count them. The dark shape at the absolute edge of your vision. The can growing warm in your grip. Your lungs burning. Then someone else enters the aisle. Their trolley wheels squeak. Your eyes move instinctively toward the sound. Gone. You exhale. The can has a dent in it where your fingers pressed. You feel it, don't you? That specific dread, not of what it is, of how close it's getting. Stay with me.
Day 8. You devise a test. You sit in the center of your living room, all the lights on, every single one. You stare at a fixed point on the wall, a small nail hole, specific, definite, real, and you wait. 3 minutes pass. 4. Then, your right periphery, it's there, 2 meters away, standing completely still. You stare at the nail hole. You don't move. You barely breathe. And it moves, slowly, patiently. 1 meter to your right, half a meter. Close enough now that you could reach sideways, and you feel it. Not contact, something before contact. The specific warmth. No, not warmth. The specific absence of warmth that means something is very close. A cold that isn't cold. A presence that displaces air.
The nail hole in front of you starts to blur. Your eyes are filling. You haven't blinked in over a minute. You blink. Gone. But your right hand, the one closest to where it stood, is trembling. And the fingernails on that hand, slightly blue, like something cold pressed the air beside them for a very long time. Stay with me. I know how this feels. I know what it does to the body. Almost there. Keep going. Day 9. You try looking directly at it. You catch it in your right periphery. You turn fast, fully, head and eyes. Nothing. You turn back. It's there again. Left side now. Much closer. So close that for a fraction of a second, one fraction of a second, you almost see it. Not a smear, not a shape, a face. Then you blink and it's gone. You sit down, on the floor, right where you are, because your legs have decided they're done. And you sit there in the silence of your lit apartment, wondering what it looks like. Wondering if what you almost saw was really a face, or whether your brain constructed the most terrifying thing it could from whatever was actually there. And then the thought that keeps you on the floor. It's been getting faster. The gap between your turn and its disappearance. It used to be instant. Now, it's a fraction slower. As if it's learning how quickly you move. And adjusting. Day 11. Tonight. You're sitting exactly where you are right now, in the dark, listening to me, eyes closed. And you think you're safe because your eyes are shut. Listen to me carefully now. It has been with you for 11 days. And in those 11 days, it has been learning. Not your address, not your name, something much more specific. The speed of your head turn, the arc of your gaze, the exact interval between your blinks, how your body moves when it startles, how long you can hold still, where you look when something makes a sound. It has been studying your reflexes, every flinch, every backward step, every frozen second in the supermarket. Every time your body reacted before you could stop it, it was taking notes. Here is what peripheral vision actually is. Your periphery doesn't see detail. It sees movement, change, threat. Your brain registers something at the edge and says, there, and then your fovea, your sharp central focus, moves to confirm and finds nothing every time. But what if something learned to move only within that gap, that hundredth of a second between peripheral trigger and foveal arrival? What if after 11 days of watching you flinch and freeze and stare, it now knows that gap precisely, down to the millisecond? What if it doesn't need the periphery anymore? Open your eyes. Look straight ahead. Pick a point. Don't move your gaze. Don't look to the sides. The person who lived this, who documented these 11 days, they wrote one final note. The night of day 11, after midnight. 3 words. It looked back.
Not I saw it. Not it came close. It looked back. Which means they had stopped using their periphery.
Eyes forward, fixed, central, safe. The strategy that had always worked. And the figure, the thing that only exists in the margins, was there, in the center, in direct vision, looking back. Because it had learned their reflexes completely. It knew exactly when they looked and exactly when they didn't. Look straight ahead. Is there anything there? Don't look sideways to check.
There. We made it. That one got into the body, didn't it? Not just the mind, the body. That tightness in the chest, that awareness of your own periphery. That's the contamination. And it doesn't leave quickly. Tomorrow, in the daylight, in a familiar room, something will move at the edge of what you can see, and you'll flinch, but you'll hesitate. Just long enough to ask, day 1 or day 11? The thing about peripheral vision is this: you can't switch it off. Even now, whatever is at the edges of your vision is being registered, and your body is ready to react, whether you tell it to or not. I hope that trust is well placed. Sleep now. And when you close your eyes, don't think about what the darkness looks like from the sides. It already knows how you move.